I mean, you're right. You're right. I can't even say that no better. Like you said, most of the people wasn't even there. So you're giving a critique about something that you don't even have full information on. And yeah, like just like Alex said, I think the money actually had their QR code. So it's actually like a business. It's a marketing play. But no, I just want to say I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of the maturity that you're showing. Because you do play an important part in the financial literacy space, and that's why it was important for you to be there. And some people might have said like, "Yo, why would Tony be here?" Because you've created a lane for yourself, and it's honest. And it's like you hold. I feel like you're responsible for holding people accountable, right? And you teach real estate also. I never want you to get away from that because I think that people might sometimes not even fully understand that you actually teach real estate, right? So I always want you to stay grounded in the real estate, but your mission and what you do is important. The communication is a little harsh sometimes as far as how you communicate, but that's who you are. But like I always tell you, I'm never above critique. I'm never above criticism. If there's something that might not have been done correctly, something that might have just in life, not investment, just in life, right? Then let's hold each other accountable as men. And I think that can be done respectfully, and I think that can be done in a productive manner. What is that's different. Constructive criticism is one thing. Absolute hating is another thing. It's become too normal for grown men to become abject haters. That's not okay, and that's never going to go anywhere. Like it's like that in the marketplace should that's hate. It's hate. Just like how you will call out the scam, you called out the hate. It's hate. We could never empower a hater. We can't empower haters. We have to publicly humiliate the haters because they're bad for society. They're bad for society. Because if you just have a bunch of haters, then you're never going to have anybody that's going to aspire to be something great, because they're always going to be wary that somebody's going to try to tear them down with things that aren't even a reason to be torn down. So if you're online and you're leaving a comment and you're a hater, you should be ashamed and embarrassed for yourself, but also for your children.
Not for their children.
Gotta grow. Your children gotta grow up knowing that their dad talks about another man. Like when my son looks at me, it's a sense of pride because he sees what we built. His friends, they see what we built. Imagine your son only knows you for being a hater. He probably has more admiration for the person that you're hating on than you. That's the kind of shit that I have your kids calling you by your first name. So, I love you, bro. I gotta run. It's getting dark. I gotta get my stuff. I appreciate you for coming. We had a time, and we're gonna do some more stuff, man.
Hey, y'all. Once again, salute and flowers to Rashad, BYL, their whole team. This InvestFest 2023. Y'all know I don't co-sign and shout out no niggas. I be like, nah, I ain't giving it to them, but I gotta give my love and respect for what they put on this weekend. It was absolutely amazing. I gave them their flowers in person, face to face, with no camera on. But I've been giving these guys a lot of criticism online, so I thought it was important for me to give them the same type of love that I give when I give them criticism. And once again, I think you guys are setting like the path is just unbelievable. What I watched, I already see it. Like I see it. I see the trajectory, and it's going crazy. Mad salute to you guys. I know that there's gonna be some people that don't like what you guys got going on, but there's a lot of people that support you, and you got my support, man. I think that it was absolutely phenomenal. All the beautiful black people, man. I've never seen what I've seen in the love, like being there. And that's why I keep telling people, if you wasn't in that building, like, yo, that shit was crazy. You walk through, and I'm talking about black people everywhere and love every single step of the way. So everything that you guys did to build that, I know it wasn't easy. I know it was tough as hell to be able to put it all together. I know the criticism is going to still come in, but I want to make sure from my side, my platform, I was able to give you guys the flowers because they do. So shout out to EYL. If nigga I ain't on enough in 2024, nigga, I'm putting you in the headlock. If I ain't on 2024, I'm putting you in the motherfucking headlock. Shout out to all of the people that showed me love there. Master Investor, Matt the Mortgage Guy, Ashley, you just made me feel special. Ashley, she came up to me, knew my name. Motherfucking was like, nah, Tony good back here, y'all. She told police to leave me the fuck alone. Like they was trying to fuck with me a little bit. And Ashley, you made me feel good, girl. So I'ma always remember you.
Oh, can I say that? One more thing too? That's another thing. It's one of these things where it's a slippery slope, right? Because it's like the first day we had some security issues with VIP and all, so it's like the second day, like we had like a strict crackdown, social security, nobody, So a couple people was like, security's talking to me crazy, they're not letting me in. Security have a difficult job because on one hand it's like, if you let everybody can say like, I'm his cousin, I went to school with him, but some people are really legitimate people that should be back there. So that was another thing. I'm glad you said that. It made me think of it. Security is one of the most difficult jobs that people have. I know some people might have had some issues with security, as far as like, they felt like they should have been here and security wasn't giving them enough leeway. But once again, when you're throwing an event, it's a catch-22, right? Because it's like, all right, security gets too lax, and then it's just all kinds of issues. Security's super stern, and then it's like, you're doing too much, you're going too far. So it's a balance to that.
Hey, dog. Once again, I just wanted to make sure the flowers is as loud as when I get on y'all with the bullshit, right? So this is why I'm up here, y'all. I just want everybody to know, whenever I be talking my shit, I be on here giving it to them. But these boys did something amazing. I'm talking about, I'm sitting in there firsthand, nigga, I'm like, damn. When you get me to get that many dams out, man, I'm just gonna tell you, y'all set anybody that aspires to do big events, like I've done my own, so I walked in, I'm looking at it from a perspective of a person that understands what it's like to do a smaller one on a smaller scale, but I've always aspired to do the bigger ones, and I'm sitting there watching that, and I'm seeing how everything moving behind the scenes and everything else. I know how challenging it is, bro, man. Hey, listen, salute to all Earn Your Leisure, InvestFest 2023. If you missed out on it, man, I'm just gonna tell you guys, it was a good ass time. And yeah, I know some of y'all say it was scammers. Yeah, of course, if you got 20,000 niggas, you know it's some niggas that's doing some weird shit. Like, come on, man. Like, it's gonna be always somebody that gotta fuck it up. But from nigga guys' perspective, man, amazing job. Shout out to EYL. Shout out to InvestFest 2023.
Nah, appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Peace. Shalom, Hotep, assalamu alaikum to the family. I'm your brother in the struggle, Brother Minister Alifullah. And I just want to, just give a little information to the family on the pros and cons and the satisfaction and dissatisfaction of those of you that was able to attend the InvestFest in Atlanta. And I mean, one of the things you want to always be conscious of is that, if you go to an event like InvestFest and you didn't first self-invest, you're going to get out of it exactly what you bring to it. And I mean, meaning that out of 20,000 people, I'm pretty sure that there's no way that they can please all of the people all of the time at once. I mean, and attending events like that, from me being a minister in the Nation of Islam, like in Philadelphia, for example, every year, one of the elders named Mama Okosa, she held the International Locks Conference, and she'll have like 20,000 people come out, whatever, and we had to run security, and I do my little lectures, have our little vending tables and things of that nature there. And behind the scenes, it's a million problems that come up in them type of things, family. Not intentional, internal problems, external problems, emergency situations, what have you, legal issues, whatever, so I'm not here to throw stones at the brothers and sisters that, was able to bring an event like that together, I'm pretty sure that some things could have been done better, but Down Elijah Muhammad teach us, don't look at the bad side of things that appears bad to us. It's always a good side. It's better to take that side. So I live by the motto, instead of condemning that dirty glass, you got to put a clean glass up next to it. Hold your event. Let me see you put 20,000 people together. People be like, well, Minister Farrakhan, he had the Million Man March. He didn't cover this. What happened to the money? Let me see you hold your Million Man March. You got the skills, and you're able to pay the bills to get 1 million black folks together, 20,000 black entrepreneurs and people that's trying to learn business together. It's like, yo, hat off, a lost salute to you. You're gifted. They had Invest Fest next year. Would I attend and visit and pay money to go? Absolutely. Me and my wife, we both be there. We just didn't know about this one. We so busy, we just didn't even know about it. But I wouldn't be able to go in the VIPs and all that. But I'd be like, okay, I could sacrifice $300,000 to try to go get some good information. Networking. One of the recommendations that I would recommend. My wife has the book from. An old book from one of the what's the name of that book? Mama Kosa book we got under the coffee table for the Locks Conference. It's the International Locks Conference Guide, if you will. So basically, because Mama Kosa been doing that for like over 20 years. She recently passed. Thoughts of peace be unto her. She lives through us, and the struggle continues. But I was blessed to. I'm the one that made Mama Kosa's IRS recognized 501c3 and put her in the nonprofit spirit with her events. But that said, one of the things that she did through trial and error was she made a guide where, as opposed to having a stage, she had it like, okay, we got the main stage, and my brother Supreme Angel Rashid F.A., he was the tech man. He did the videos and did all of the professional production part. So they had that there. You'll have like the celebrities on there. Dick Gregory be on stage. Professor Griff. You'll have the king of Africa on there, the president of Ghana, what have you. So the celebrities. So they had that. But what they also had, they had all these workshops. You was walking around, we used to just walk around the whole event. You could take your book, the little magazine. They make a magazine they had like a college chart in there. So you could see in this room, they doing acupuncture. In this room, they covering the vegetarian, vegan stuff. In this room, you got, they're covering credit repair, and over here they doing Bitcoin. In this room they covering mutual funds. In this room they showing you how to do the real estate game. In this room they showing you how to do hair. In this room they showing you alkaline waters. And in this room is Dr. Sabi. In this room would be John Henry Clark. Inside this room they covering in this room is the revolutionaries. In this room is the bankers. So whatever you're looking for, like the human body, they break it down into organs. So you be like, okay, I wanna get into the heart. I wanna get that backbone. I'm gonna go down here with the foot soldiers. I wanna be upstairs with the brain. I wanna grind stuff. I wanna be with the teeth. I wanna go with the ears at. Wherever you're looking for, you should be able to get out of it. You know what I mean? But all of our people are not on the same level. You know what I mean? In anything, spiritually, intellectually, politically, financially. You know what I mean? Some people, they're trying to learn, you need people to learn, how can I get an EBT card? How can I get some welfare? How can I get some WIC? How can I get some Pampers for my baby? You know what I mean? Some people like, how can I fill out a job resume? How can I get a job? How can I learn how to do branding? How can I learn how to do social marketing? You know what I mean? How can I know how to publish my own book? You know what I mean? So our people are diverse, and we got to get out that cookie cutter mentality, like everybody is a boss, everybody is a millionaire, everybody going to be a millionaire. It's like, nah, it's like some people are perfectly comfortable and happy working at a good job. Others are absolutely happy barely paying the bills, but they got their own business. They got the freedom and independence doing their own thing. Now, I mean, some people love being an artist. I mean, they ain't into all of the money and all that stuff like that there, but that's their riches, that's their wealth, their freedom, their art, their gift. Now, I mean, their poetry, their music, their fashion. You got to know how to live and let others live, and learn how to just, learn how to agree to disagree in a respectful manner, as Dr. King put it. Now, I mean, but it's like, we don't have to throw daggers at each other and all that kind of stuff like that there. Now, I mean, some brothers and sisters are real professional. They know how to do it, but they don't do it. See what I'm saying? So you can't condemn those that's trying to do it. Now, I mean, the struggle continues, family. One love. Peace.
My first event, I had 1,400 people. The shit that happened behind the scenes almost made me lose my damn mind. See, most people, and that's why I put up the post. If you never had an event where you got 100 people, let alone 20,000 people, you don't understand the gravity of how much stuff can go wrong. You don't understand the pressure of trying to appease and make sure you got something for the people that handicap accessible. You want to make sure that people can hear. You want to make sure that people can get into the building and know exactly where to navigate and everything else. I can't say one thing I can say is in 2024, you got my support. InvestFest 2024, Tony DeCloser better be on the stage though. Nigga, I'll put pressure to get on the stage, but I tell you, bro, like that I want to be a part of something like that. Like everybody should want to be a part of something that really, bro, it made me feel good. It made me feel great to be a part of it. It made me feel great that you had Nicole a part of it. And I know that a lot of people that came in there were able to get impact. I'm sure that there was some stuff that was, people could have had better experiences. We get that, like in anything. But I just think from black business to not ever be able to see anybody ever accomplish this amount of success in the amount of time that you guys done it, man, crazy. Crazy, bro.
I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate that. That's love. I really do appreciate that. And also, I just feel like I said this before.
Them niggas said take Tony off the blacklist. Nigga, I was on the blacklist. It's all good. Hey, look, take me off the fucking blacklist, nigga.
Oh man. Look. I just feel like also, I said this before, and the worst type of person in the world is a person that sows deceit amongst people. This is what I mean by sowing deceit amongst people, right? Where it's like, I'm gonna use a different example, and I'm gonna use an example for us. Where it could be like, yo, Matt, you with us, right? It's like, yo, Matt. People could like, yo, Matt, why you not on stage with them? Why they ain't mention your name? Why you not in this article, right? Like, what you're doing is you're sowing deceit inside of a person's brain, where even if they're the most solid person in the world, after a while, then that shit like starts to trigger, and then they start to it's like some Shakespearean shit. I see that a lot. I say that to say somebody's like, yo, why is Nicole up there? And I stop doing that. She's up there because Tony called me and was like, yo, I think it's a good idea if you have Nicole on stage. and we actually had an open spot. So I'm like, okay, I thought that it would be a good gesture to extend the invite. We don't always have the best history. This is a olive branch that we're extending to the love of your life, to put on stage the opportunity to talk in front of 20,000 people. That should be something that should be looked at as positive. Instead of looking at it as positive, now they're gonna spin it on a narrative. Well, it's weird. Why is she up there and he's not up there? You never gonna make people happy, bro. No matter what, man. Like, but that's dangerous way of thinking. That's the reason why you're in the situation that you're in. I'm talking to anybody that's thinking like that, because you always gonna have a negative mindset. You're never gonna be positive. You're never gonna grow and do things that's amazing if you have a negative mindset. And you can find negativity in anything. How is us having this man's love of his life on stage at InvestFest in front of 20,000 people? How is that spun into a narrative of, well, why is she there?
You know, I'm glad that you and I had a relationship that I could make the call and tell you that, hey, I wanted her to be out there, and you made it happen, and for her to be able to impact women, bro. Like, to watch those women come off that, when she came off that stage and in tears and talking about how impactful she was on the stage, that's everything. And you know, I want to make sure from, you know, most people they know, man. Like, you and I, and well, it ain't you and us. You and I have never had a personal beef. I have discussed certain things that I felt like had scammy shit and everything else, and there was a little bit of, you know, rockiness between just some of this shit that happened. But there was never any Rashad Tony beef, Rashad EYL beef, and I wanted to come to InvestFest to be able to see firsthand what it was all about. I wanted to be able to give a fair criticism of the event. And I'm not going to come on a platform and use my platform to hate just to hate. I'm not one of them niggas. Like, if that shit was trash, I would have said it. But let me tell you something. It was amazing. I left that event every single day and I was like, damn, they did better than I anticipated they would have done. And, you know, even a master investor, I know Eli, I see Eli in here, they always got their word, you know, this little shit that be things. I watched Master Investor come out, I watched the fucking, even the intro, all that, dope as a motherfucker, like shit fire. Kathy Wood on stage, they having very high level conversation. You can't do anything but respect that. Like, I'm a nigga that want to look at people and say, that brother right there, that's amazing. Like, when you do good shit, you get, I give you your flowers. If you did some sucker shit, I'm like, hey man, that's not right. So it's important for us to be able to be in the culture, and definitely we talk about accountability, because a lot of the things that I focus on is really truly accountability. Like, when I talk out and call people out, is because things have been done improperly. You guys just did something that was amazing, so talk about that the same way. And I got to do that because I was actually there. I was in the building. I seen Master Investor. I seen all the shit that was happening behind the scenes. I seen you guys making shit happen. Bro, that's amazing. So I gotta say, hey, look, I take my hat off to the things that I see that are going well. Now, there's always gonna be some weird shit where there's gonna be some scammy person around, and you guys have you started addressing that, and you've done your part. So I can even respect that. We've had those conversations. So I just want to make sure people know, man, like, you know, let's get beyond just making personal attacks. Let's get beyond just hating on a nigga just because you might not agree with everything that they do. See, we always talk about culture. We always talk about advancement in black wealth, black financial literacy. Well, watching what I saw this weekend, I see some people that have a really good lead in helping lead the black financial revolution, right? But we got to also be able to get on the same page. We shouldn't be ousting anybody. We need to be figuring out ways to be more inclusive so we can work together. We need to get from the tear down mindset and get to, let's be real critical of each other and figure out ways to build with each other. I don't want to look at EYL as my op. I don't want to look at anybody as my op. I want to find ways that if there's something that's going on, because culturally we all want to see one thing, us win. We want to see everybody make more money. We want to see everybody be able to make more impact. We want to be able to grow and make more, more for our generational wealth. But to be able to do that, everybody needs to be able to have seats at the table that, don't come from a place of hate. It don't come from a place of tearing down. It needs to be, hey, are these things beneficial to the culture? Are these things tearing down the culture? And like I said, first-hand experience is everything. See, most of the people I seen hating, when I seen the vendor marketplace and they were showing the money being thrown up, I laughed myself because and I don't like David Shan. I'm just gonna say it, and I don't like the nigga Shan, but I can't. When it come to being honest, it was nothing wrong with what they was doing. I don't like them niggas. Like I'll be the first one to say it. They was in the vendor marketplace throwing fake money. So I would look like a dickhead to be sitting online trying to hate on dudes that was throwing fake money. To speak on something without context and make you look like a complete dickhead. Like and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of niggas is like really just y'all throwing shots and you hating, but you don't understand all the shit that was going on. I'm honest. For me, it could have been an opportunity for me to say something negative about Dave, but they did. I know the environment, what that actual room was about. So if you know what that room was about, that wasn't the room that you was going to be in there. Like you could go on one side, you could have somebody learning and teaching board games. The next side over there, you could be seeing somebody having a good time. You could be seeing people like. So when you understand and have true context, you don't make hating ass statements like that. So I just think that when people start speaking, is at least have all the context so you can know what you're speaking on, because a lot of people were just speaking from a place that, oh man, look at this nigga shit. But it wasn't, if you was there, you would have known that it wasn't that for sure.
Finances, we want to build our economy. We want to build our economics. We want to build our family. How y'all feeling? So there's something I call elements. Now, you can copy the blueprint, but the mind of the architect is always the originator. Remember that. So elements will essentially, when you put together a business, or you put together a podcast or a show, I'll make sure that throughout the video, because they have something on YouTube called chapters. Chapters is where the AI goes and reads your video, and then they tell you about the different points in the videos that's being made. So if you got 30 different subjects in the video, it will break it down into those subjects. So when a person goes to your video, they can automatically find the point that they're looking for. So I make sure that every single video has at least 19 elements. Because that's my number. So you might get in a video and they look at the thumbnail may throw you here, but 10 minutes in the video, you realize that this is way more than why you came here. You may look at the caption and be like, damn, this caption, they're talking about business, they're talking about spirituality and the cosmos. 10 minutes in, we might hit you with some business information. So that's one element. One element is the thumbnail, one element is the caption, the other elements are the subject, another element is myself as a thought leader, another element is the guest. But we never made our conversations based on the guest. We made them all based on the topic. So no matter who I had on there, that did not matter. It's about what you learn once you get in there. So even if you make it all the way to the last 10, the last 10 minutes, the last 20 minutes, we can switch into a whole new dimension of conversation. So now you're constantly being stimulated throughout the whole entire episode. Some of you all, unfortunately, because you're stuck in a fast consumption, you make the whole entire video just for clips. Then you post the only clip that was worthy of watching in the whole video on social media. So therefore the clip gets 1 million views, the commercial goes platinum, but the actual movie, that goes dust. So what I want to see as well is you experimenting with more topics, because you keep trying to serve people the same low-level conversations that everybody else is having. How many people tired of relationship podcasts? But what I'm saying is, shout out to my brother. Bad relationship podcasts. Because the problem is that when you unhealed, you're looking for something to validate your problems and issues, so you go watch it. But all they're doing is re-triggering and making it worse. So when you go watch something that's actually giving you solutions, now you start to make progress and get better, not better. So for me, giving that game is thinking about how to implement that. And sometimes I take the conversation to understand which clips I'm going to put out. I'll put it in each script and I'll ask for a psychological breakdown of each speaker. So now I know which clips to go on. But unfortunately, when you only do things for polarization and virality, you will lose. When you do things to create a classic, meaning something that's going to last throughout the test of time. It's the reason why 50 Cent and Tour and some of the new rappers they feel up here. But we're entering a new age, because I went on tour, UIL went on tour, my brother Wallace Trap went on tour, and we was able to get thousands of people. That means that we're entering into a new age where people are finding time to put value into things that are more meaningful. Because at first this wasn't possible. How many people in here have seen Full Tyrone? One of the most important parts of that movie was not just about who they cloned, it was about who they didn't clone. Because they know that if they duplicate certain people, then it's going to automatically create a change in the culture, and they're not going to be able to control you. They're not going to be able to duplicate you. So they don't want to see another 19 Kings. They don't want to see another Rashad. They don't want to see another Troy. They don't want to see another one of you sitting in these stands, getting this knowledge, changing the dynamics of your family. We are first generation paper workers. That means that we want to grow with money, we want to get in a position, and then we got to figure it out. This culture is immature. It means that you have to allow time for it to become what it's going to become in the future. Otherwise, we're stuck killing the messengers. Otherwise, we're stuck killing the future before it actually gets to a point where we can go through the flaws, we can go through the mistakes that you feel for, and now you know how to be great.
They weren't getting a lot of information. It was just the typical work hard, this, that, and third. And that's some of the feedback that I also get with like, yo, day one was, you know, they weren't saying much. But here's my thing. I don't believe events like that is to truly get all the step-by-step situations from everybody. I do believe that events like that is more of a networking side of things than necessarily to get all the step-by-steps. You're probably looking more for like a workshop. You're looking more for like a coaching situation. To sit here and say, hey, they only have an hour and they're sharing 9 out of 10 times, because most of it was a panel, and they're sharing the stage with multiple people. You're going to get the highlights of certain things. So as an attendee, I was happy with the event. I think the amount of speakers that they have and the quality of people that they had, as far as saw Mav Carter, Rich Paul, Tabitha Brown, Diddy, who else? Of course, the billionaire, Mr. Smith. There's just a lot of people. I'm not ignoring everybody. I'm just, those people have like popped out of my head. Now, did I get to see everybody? No. Because once again, I had a booth and I was a speaker, and I was getting stopped a lot. A lot. But I think one of the biggest, I did see Diddy. Diddy's talk was really good. I will say that. Diddy's talk was I do believe he's very media trained. I ain't gonna hold you. He's very media trained. So
Really?
he narrated the story like he wanted to, and which is good, right? There are some things that he put a different light to, and of course there were some legal issues that he couldn't really speak on, but he still gave a little bit more insight than maybe you would hear in the regular media. And it was good to see him lay back and kind of just talk a little bit more of the business side of things. So I will say Troy and Rashad did an amazing job having that kind of conversation and take it through the journey. Mav gave this really dope analogy of when it came to investing, a penny is an effing penny and will continue to stay a penny if you just save it. Like, he's big on investing. So the thought process of always saving and saving is not earning anything extra. That for some reason stuck in my head, right? Who else stuck in my head? Humble. Shout out to Humble. I didn't know anything about him. He is an amazing speaker. Not only from his accolades of what he's done, but he is an amazing speaker. That was really dope. And always great to see Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown is always giving amazing knowledge, just a pure energy. So it was dope from an attendee standpoint. From a speaker and a vending thing, this is where the power of networking comes into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I didn't know. I said this last year. I still don't know how many people know me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, actually, stepping up to some people that I look up to or that I adore their content, I'm like, yo, I love what you do, and they're like, yo, I didn't even know you followed me, right? Shout out to Jay. Me and him had this really great conversation about that. It's like, we come here and especially when it's like high caliber people, you're almost, some people are like scared to, not scared, but like feel like you may be stuck up or you may not be super approachable, right? And for me, I'm just like, I'll always, hey, love what you do. And if that sparks up a combo, great. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that, right? I at least, you know, did what I had to do. Right.
Yeah.
I saw Pusha T and did the same thing, like at the airport. Yo, real quick, just want to say, love what you do. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, right? And that usually sparks conversation. So going there and like talking to certain people that we see online only and just having a human conversation, it builds a deeper connection than just coming in with just, yo, how can I help you? Like, let's make this transactional. For me, the networking is, how do we create a relationship? Do you mirror who you are online, offline? Like, that's important to me when it comes to this networking. It's not only, all right, let me connect with this person and let's work on something together and see what we could do. It's just more like, yo, I appreciate this environment, you know, talking to, I met John Sally, you know, Mike, I met, who else did I see? Of course, the people on my panel, shout out to them. But just the big part was meeting some of the people in the community. Like, they'll show me their username and I'm like, oh, snap. What's up? How are you? I said to my team, I was like, we gotta play a game of who I know and who I don't know. Because I was giving like a warm embrace to everybody who, you know, came through. Like, yo, oh my God. He's like, yo, do you know him? I was like, no, but they follow me, so it's great, right?
Right.
And I think for me, it is about just that connection. Like, how are we connecting with the people that follow us? How are we connecting with the people that we follow? And making it more human than just only digital, right? And then I'll even ask you with the e-party, like, you reconnected with some people that maybe you haven't seen in a minute or only just seen their content for a while. Like, how was that for you, just reconnecting?
Yeah, I mean, I personally have really embraced the idea of, you know, we're really all just humans, right? Like, we're a lot alike in so many different ways, and because we work and run in similar circles, it really should be a space where you can come and be yourself. Like, especially, you know, it's one thing to be at an event with 20,000 people and, you know, as much as you want to completely let your guard down, you know, that's a lot of people. But in an event like yesterday, probably maybe 100 people in the room, maybe even a little less. And so, you know, it's a safe space. You can really lay in the cut and not feel pressured to maybe do more than you would like to in a space like that. But, you know, for me, I think it's always a great time. I'm most excited. I was most excited to talk with the people I work with on a daily basis, because we live and work in a remote environment. You don't get to really sit and talk with them and joke with them and have an opportunity to just talk and not feel the pressure of, are we being productive? Are we focused on work? So quite honestly, you know, I don't think my relationships with, you know, obviously I would say with E, of course, it's a different scenario, but you know, with most of the other people there, I don't have a super close relationship with them like that. Like, we know of each other, we might talk casually, but that's about it. But the people I work with, like what you said, the team, that's where I spent most of my time. Like, I was talking with Carl, I talked with Brandon, Tyrus, Jorge, you know, and it's like, wait, but that's the people you talk to regularly anyway. Yeah, but I don't see them, you know? So for me, that was just like, man, it's nice to build with the people who want to build with you.